This dude all the time searching for some farming bases, talking about trying to find a dead base. What is a dead base? Somebody explain this to me, please. What's going on, guys? My name is Joe. Welcome back for episode 63 of the Rush That Base series. So as you can see, we have an idle builder. So we need to get some resources and put that guy back down for upgrade. An idle builder is never really a good thing because it slows down the progress on your bases unless you've been offline for about 90 days and then the game starts doing upgrades for you. But that's a topic for a completely different time. Now, today's topic, we're going to talk about those dead bases. What is a dead base? Now, some of you out there are a little bit more advanced than others, so you probably know all this information already, but we need to remember that not everybody is an advanced player, and we want to spread some knowledge and experience. That way we can help them enjoy the games themselves, which means that today's episode is inspired by the question of the day. So we have a tweet here by Gamer Guy that says, question of the day: in farming videos you always say you're looking for dead bases. How can you tell if a base is dead? I struggle finding loot like you, so please help, bro. Alright, so this is actually a question that I see quite regularly in the comments below. What does a dead base look like? How do you steal so many resources? What does an Inferno Tower on multi-target or single target mode look like? I mean, these are very common questions that a lot of you guys might have learned a long time ago, but you got to remember where you came from, you know what I mean? We were all noobs at one time, myself included. So when I'm scrolling through and I'm clicking next and I'm trying to find some resources, I start by looking in the upper left-hand corner of the screen and I'm looking at available loot. You'll see on this particular example, we have about 700,000 gold, 700,000 elixir, and about 6,000 dark elixir. Next, I will scan the village and determine where those resources are located. A lot of times with these high-level bases where they have maxed out everything and then they have abandoned the base, the resources are more than likely inside of those gold mines and those elixir collectors. And you can check this visually by zooming in on the base and determining that there is gold stockpiled in the gold mine by looking at this little box on the right hand side of the opening. The same thing also applies to the windows on the elixir collectors, and then also with the dark elixir drills, there's a little window on top. A lot of you out there know this information. Now also with this, if those mines and elixir collectors have not been upgraded and you have numbers like that up there, you want to check the storages instead, because it's highly unlikely that that much resources is stockpiled in a low level gold mine or elixir collector. Now the biggest key indicator of a dead base is where I check the defenses. So there are 4 defenses on a Town Hall 13 that will exhaust themselves defending the base until they burn themselves out, and those defenses are the scatter shot, the eagle artillery, the expo, and the inferno tower. Now this normally happens whenever the player has been offline for a really long time, and they will automatically restore themselves when the player logs back in. So let's go ahead and take a look at a side-by-side comparison of these defenses. That way you understand what they look like. So we got the scatter shot, and you will notice with the scatter shot that the boulder is missing from the catapult itself, and this normally indicates that it is empty and probably dead. Now it will also look like this if it's being upgraded. The same thing applies to all the rest of these defenses. Next, we have the eagle artillery, and you can determine that it's inactive when the face of the defense is lowered and you can see down the breech or the barrel of the defense, and there will be a smoke trail coming out of the top of that defense. Now moving into the inferno tower is kind of obvious because it grays itself out, meaning that it no longer has lava inside. And so you'll see that the top of the defense is normally filled with lava, and those are the differences between the single target and the multi-target inferno tower. And then last but not least, our final defense that burns itself out is the expo. And a lot of times with the expo, it normally has a little box on top with a bolt inside, a little pink bolt. And you'll also be able to tell that the expo is dead when it's no longer moving. A lot of times it normally scans the perimeter instead. Alright, so now that you understand what a dead base looks like, let's do some live raiding and see if we can find some of those. Now, they are the ideal situation because you do not need to use a lot of your troops to take the resources. Ideally, when we're trying to farm, it's all about the resources. It's not about trophies. It's not about trying to be the best attacker. It's only about filling those storages. Now, something that you need to realize is that the town halls do not go dormant. They are still very much alive. So we just found ourselves a very dead base right right here. Now you'll notice that there is not as many resources on this base as we saw in our example, and the reason behind that is because our gold mines are still a very low level. The elixir collectors are a low level, but they're still very much worth taking down because this is very easy loot. And we don't necessarily need to use our lightning spells. We want to try to preserve as many resources as possible, and that means not spending a lot of our troops. So let's see if we can use a few baby dragons here to take down this base, or at least steal the resources off of it. We got a elixir collector inside the wall right there next to a royal champion. She's such a pain in the neck when it comes to farming. And let's go and drop baby dragon right there. We got some dark elixir right there that we need to pay attention to. There's about 3,000 dark elixir here, and I got to make sure that I pay attention to where it's located. We got a baby dragon on some of it over here. We're down to 1791. And let's see what else we got left. We got 36% available or left on this base. We will not get the win if we do not take down more buildings. Now, this is all a matter of personal preference. When I farm, I don't care about trophies. They're so easy to regain. And that royal champion, but we still got that elixir collector. Let's see here. There's the rest of the gold, and it looks like the rest of the resources that are available on this base are inside of the storages. So we can go ahead and walk away from this one, or we can take the win. It's all a matter of personal preference. I'm going to go ahead and take the win and see if we can stay up here in Masters League. Let's see if this one baby dragon can get the job done. Few shots on that archer tower. There we go. And we still got a few baby dragons remaining. We did not waste any of our lightning spells.
A few moments later.
Now, this is another example that I wanted to show you because sometimes out in global raids, you will find some really bad base designs, and they won't always have dead bases. You'll notice that the defenses are very much alive, but we can't exploit the base and take the resources off of it when we have an eagle artillery that's on the edge like this. I mean, this is a really nice situation. We got an eagle artillery on the edge. We also have inferno towers and an expo over here, so it works out really nice for us, especially when we're trying to go after some dark elixir like we got going on right here. So let's go ahead and drop some lightning spells right there and steal some of the dark. Let's go ahead and drop some lightning spells here to get rid of those air defenses, and we could try to path our way directly into the dark elixir in the center of this base. Now, gold and elixir tend to be a little bit easier to claim than the dark elixir. Most of you guys know this information because dark elixir is just one of those precious resources that's really hard to get your hands on. But if you understand how to mine it, you should be good to go. And so it looks like we got some resources around the base, but a bulk of it's right here in the storages. So let's go ahead and take out this air defense right here. And it looks like this town hall is under upgrade, so we don't necessarily have to worry about it either. All right, so let's go ahead and drop baby dragons across the top again and see if we can get deeper into this base and try to get in on that dark elixir storage. We've gotten rid of all the air defenses in here. We might find some hidden Teslas like we did right there, and we might find some traps, but it's not as bad as trying to take on the air defenses as well as the inferno towers and all the other things that come along with that. All right, let's drop baby dragon right here to target that elixir storage. We just found ourselves a seeking air mine, which is always a nuisance. Took out one of my baby dragons, but it's okay, not a big deal. And we can always drop some baby dragons around the outside of the base to try to claim some of the additional buildings. That way we can get the win off of it. Now, the expos, they're all alive, so they're able to take out my baby dragon over there. But you'll notice that we've been able to get in on the dark elixir in the center of this base. And we might be able to take down the clan castle, which also could house some of the resources. Now, we might have some problems here because we got that air set skeleton trap. Oh my gosh, they're such a nuisance. All right, let's go ahead and drop baby dragon right here. And I'm going to try not to spend any more resources. If we have to take the loss, it's not that big of a deal, but we got the win because the clan castle did fall. And let's see what we walked away with on that one. We got about 6,000 dark elixir, so we got a really good pool overall. Not a lot of gold, not a lot of elixir, but some really easy dark elixir. All right, so we're going to go ahead and finish up the video on this final dead base. I was going to try to record me scrolling through bases. Something that I need you to understand is that I do not hit every single base when I hit next. I will pass up on a lot of resources as I search. If you watch me during a live stream, you'll normally see me do that, and you're all like, oh my gosh, Joe passed up on 10,000 dark elixir, and it's not necessarily the case. If I know that it's not easy to get to, and if I know that I'm going to have to spend most of my army to get it, I'm more than likely going to pass pass up on that base. You do not always have to hit every single base that you see when it has a lot of resources. This is something that I learned a really long time ago when I first started playing the game, and I was spending a lot of my time searching through bases, trying to take down bases that I saw a big number up top, but then I realized that it was very well guarded and very well defended, and then I end up losing my raise, spending a lot of my army, and you're really just costing yourself a lot of resources when you do that. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get some baby dragons down around this base, try to grab the dark elixir off of it. We had about 500,000 resources available in the gold and the elixir. Let's go ahead and drop some lightning spells here to get rid of that queen. Did she die? She did die. Sucks to be her. All right, let's go ahead and get a baby dragon down on that hidden Tesla. Drop one there. Did we get all the resources on this side? We got a little bit of gold. Why did they bypass the gold? Oh my gosh, dude. And we got some elixir right here. Okay, and I think that's going to be it right there. We have 2 lightning spells. We used about 9 of them. So that's a little bit of elixir, but we were able to try to conserve some of it by not spending all of our baby dragons. And you'll see that we also got the win. So we showed a lot of baby dragons the other day, but I wanted to follow up with that video and answer that question from Twitter because it was very, very important. And we also got the star bonus. So I think we should be able to put something down in our laboratory, right? I think we got enough resources to do so. I think we're going to go ahead and upgrade our wizard to level 9, and then we'll use a hammer on him to take him to level 10. And then we also have some gold that we need to spend, and I have a builder. Let's see what we can we upgrade something with this gold? I don't even know, man. I might have jumped the gun, but I wanted to get something down in the laboratory. You know what? I think I'll come back to that. I'm just going to go ahead and spend the gold on these walls, and then we'll try to find something else. I think we need to try to do our upgrades on these drills. They're still very low level drills, and we want to try to increase our passive income, but we need more elixir to do that. And that is going to wrap us up for today. Now, I understand that this video had a lot of very basic information, but you also got to remember that in order to get to become a pro level player, you have to go through all the trials and tribulations of learning all the little secrets of this game. And some of you already might know most of this information, but we also need to remember that there's many other players that just do not, and we want to help them succeed in the game. Now, if you also have a question of your own, make sure you jump over to Twitter and tag me over there, hashtag question of the day, and we'll make sure that we try to get it into the next video for you guys. If you enjoyed our content, make sure you leave a like on the video, subscribe if you have not done so already, and if you like watching us every single day, turn on those notifications. If you need any additional video support or you want to see the Rush base series from the very beginning, click one of those links over there, and we will see you in the next one, guys. Take care.